clock out, come home and drink away, to bash and burn the weekly plays. Douchey calls and sweaty balls, this is Scotch sporting.
Do we have Mark saying, I'll put this on mute?
Oh no. Sorry.
So what we were talking about before, and I do want to get back to Tyler's bullshit claim.
Yes.
Is like beard hair to me is very puby texture.
Oh no, it is. It's 100%.
When it gets to a certain length,
Yeah.
And so unless you care for it and brush it and put the oils on it and make it more like hair, then you just have pubes on your face.
Yep.
Like that Jackass skit.
Yep, exactly. And like I have all this stuff. I've got the combs, I've got the oils, I've got the...
It's just work.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Did Tyler freeze?
Oh no.
He froze.
Beardless.
He doesn't want to answer my questions about
his internet doesn't work because it's attached to his beard.
The source of all his powers.
There, he's back now.
Something went wrong. I don't know what the hell happened there.
All right, so let's get back to this airplane thing. Sorry, for those who are just joining us, we were talking before we went live about airplanes, and I was discussing because I'm leaving for Iceland next week. So Tyler,
which is a what? 6-hour flight?
I'm sorry.
6-hour flight to Iceland?
5:20.
What is it? What is everyone's longest conscious flight?
This will be mine. Longest thing I've done was LA, and that was, I think,
LA is 5 hours.
Well, no, but it was Buffalo, Atlanta, LA. So Atlanta to LA was like 3.5, I think, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So, and I've done Toronto to Vancouver a bunch, and that's only like 4 or 5, 4.5-ish, right? So
yeah, it's 4.5. Toronto, Vancouver's 5. Vancouver home is like 4.5.
Yeah, that's my longest. Mark, what's yours? What's your longest flight?
I've gone to Cambodia twice. The first time through Hong Kong, second time through Korea.
And so
Korea, I had to stay overnight.
Oh, wow.
So they put us in a hotel.
You did Toronto, Korea.
Yes.
How long is that flight?
Oh, like 18 hours. Ish.
Yeah, I did Toronto, Taipei. And that was 16-ish hours.
Okay.
Something like that.
So walk me through being on an airplane for 16 hours. Like, at what point are you just like, I need to get off of this fucking plane?
For me, you have to sleep.
Yeah.
So when we did it, we did this like 3 or 4 years ago. We were in a position where we were able to upgrade to premium economy.
Okay.
So you're essentially Eva Air, if you're gonna go, is a fantastic airline. I think it's and it like all of the seats are amazing because they only do long haul. So you're basically in a little lazy boy.
Oh, that's
so nice. You can't recline, but you can tip back a bit. And I freaked out probably 2.5 hours in. We'd watched with the skyscraper. The Dwayne Johnson movie.
Oh God, okay. Hey, you know what we're gonna do when we take this really long flight? We're gonna watch shitty movies.
It's what I do.
Yeah.
Because on an airplane, you watch something that you would never watch if you weren't stuck in a plane.
True, because you're captive.
We'd watched it, we'd talked about it, we'd had a snack, and I was like, okay, that killed a lot of time. And then looking at how much time was left, I had a freak out, and I was like, I need a whiskey.
Yeah.
Pounded it. Went and brushed my teeth, closed my eyes, and you have to sleep. You have to. Marco?
Yeah, I sleep for most of the flights. Other times it's either watching movies or playing on, at the time, my PSP.
PSP. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, my Steam Deck isn't in yet, so because that would kill the flight for sure.
Yeah.
Tyler, England is your longer? Have you done longer than England?
No, England, France is my longest 7-ish hours. Yeah.
So Tyler's absolutely bullshit claim is so Dave shares a similar claim, and I don't know, Mark and Chris, if you guys do too. Dave's never pooped on an airplane.
I've definitely pooped.
I've never pooped on an airplane. No.
I have
18 hours on a flight.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I have IBS. I've been hungover on a plane before. I've had too much coffee on a plane before. I've pooped. I don't care.
Yeah.
Whatever. Tyler's claim is he's never peed on an airplane.
Never used the bathroom.
Wow.
I could see that in an 8-hour flight. I mean,
Yeah,
that's like
I
working
mean,
an entire shift not going to have to the bathroom,
I mean,
right?
I've definitely held it. Like, I've definitely been on the tail end of a flight. Like, oh, I've got 40 minutes left. I'm like, I can hold this. But yeah,
You peed on a plane
oh
before.
God, yeah. I try not to because like I don't want to get up. I don't want to, you
No
know,
one wants to.
right.
But Tyler, so what are you doing before? Or do you pee like as soon as they're like now boarding zone, whatever, you're like, this is it?
Oh yeah, no, I will go like immediately before I board the plane. Absolutely.
Squeeze
you
out
not-
whatever you can.
Yeah, I don't really have anything to drink on the plane. I sit there and I watch movies. I barely even get up out of this
Yeah.
seat, to be totally honest. If I can avoid getting up and leaving my seat, I will.
Wow.
I'm the same.
Wow.
I will definitely avoid getting up. Now, here's the good news. Here's the good news about my flight to Iceland. So I did the pick your seat. No,
Mhm.
window. Always window.
Yeah. Okay.
As of today, I have a whole row to myself.
Nice.
And the whole
Ooh.
back of the plane is still empty. So there's a possibility that I will have a whole row or at least have the seat, the buffer seat. Whew.
Oh.
Lift up the armrest. That's your nice new bed.
Have you
Yeah.
guys ever had a whole
Of course
row?
not.
Oh,
Of course
really?
not.
I've had a whole row.
No. I've had the seat I've had beside me free.
Mhm.
It's a real treat.
It's glorious. We did Hamilton Calgary to Hamilton one year, and there was nobody on the plane. Like there was like it was like less than half full. And so we just took whole rows.
Oh.
It was glorious.
I'm that nerd who loves the Air Canada has the live like view.
Where
of
are you? Yep.
how you traveled, where are you? And I love having that up.
Yep.
So the joy of having an empty seat beside you is I can put on my thing that I'm watching and the
Yep.
seat beside me has
Yep.
the map.
It's beautiful.
Oh, so if I'm traveling by myself, it's aisle. Because
Right.
my nightmare is I have to
I have
pee
to
and the
get up.
person beside me is asleep.
Yeah.
But if it's someone I know, I want the window because I prefer the window and I don't mind yelling at Dave to get out.
I like just looking out and being like, all right, that's where we are. Although this one's gonna be weird because it's all over the ocean, right? So I wonder how I'm gonna feel about that.
It's I always feel better when I'm over land.
Yeah.
But you are, because you do that to England. You basically take that same flight path. You're barely over water.
Really?
Yeah, it's like because you do the arc up over Canada. You don't do a straight line.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
following
Okay.
a curve. You kind of go northern Ontario up through Quebec, up through the Maritimes, and then you're Iceland
Interesting. Okay.
or Greenland, whichever comes first. Sorry, geography nerds.
Yeah, it's Greenland first and then Iceland.
Yeah.
Do you ever go above the clouds for those flights?
Above the clouds?
Yeah.
You do, but
Yeah.
it's just mentally, where are you?
I mean, yeah, it
I didn't think
depends on if it's cloudy, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of the flights I've been on, I've been lucky where it's been pretty clear skies and see the ground the whole way. It's and that like
I never had that.
my favorite is like because I've flown to Vancouver a bunch, right? So flying over the Rockies is just incredible.
Oh my god. I do that a lot too because I grew up, my grandparents were in Victoria.
Yeah.
That it is, you don't even need to look outside. I know when we've hit the Rockies because it's turbulence.
Yep.
It could be the smoothest flight, absolutely zero weather, starts to get bumpy. You're like, well, I know where we are.
Now we were talking. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, do you play the nerd guessing game of if you have a window seat and then you're watching the world view, you see a city and try and guess where you are? Without
Every
looking at your
time.
seat?
Every time. I'm like, we are over. This has got to be Brandon, Alberta, and then I'm wrong.
Yeah. There was something that I just like. I forget where we were going. I didn't recognize it as New York.
Right.
Just the way the angle that we were coming at it. But then I saw the stadium,
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium, and I was like, what is a major city and there's a river cutting it off and the stadium is on the other side of the river?
Yeah.
And I was like, it was such a fun nerd game.
So we were talking about, like, at what point do you want to get off the plane, right, on your long flight? The worst I ever
Mhm.
had for that was I did the train from Toronto to Vancouver and then back.
Does everyone see what's happening
Yes,
to Mark right now?
Mark's camera is freaking out.
Oh,
I just wanted to make sure it wasn't me.
So we did I did the train back from Vancouver, and that was the one where it was like, I need to get off this fucking train because it's 4 days.
Oh no.
4 days on the train, right? And like no shower, because I was young and we just had like regular seats. No shower, no nothing for 4 fucking days. You want to talk about sleeping? That's where you got to sleep. Although being on the train, man, you sleep like a baby on the train.
Really?
Yes, because that motion is very like it's very like rocky to sleep.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what's the motion? Do it
It's like
again.
is like that. You know? It's
You
Sexy
just-
time.
you just stack them up together, and
That's
the
right.
train.
The train does all the work.
Well, because Canada and Come At Me Prairies is outside. Like once you pass the Rockies, it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
Until
it's
you
real
get to
boring
Toronto.
until you get to, well, I mean, no, some of Northern Ontario is pretty nice.
But you're in Northern Ontario for like 24 hours.
True.
So you're like, oh, that's cool. That's Sault Ste. Marie. And then you're like, all right, let's get out of this stupid province
That's
now.
true.
Excuse me. Well, welcome to. See, let's go Toronto. It's another Toronto
That's right.
separate. I was gonna do, but it's what a fucking time to be alive, guys.
Okay, so I put it in the description, but is this or is this not the best era of Toronto sports? Like, this is the best year ever, right?
Yeah.
I can't
The most
remember a
exciting
time where all 3 of the major teams were good.
At the same time, they all had hope. But like, it's not like the Raptors were out of it or got swept.
Right.
You know, the fact that everyone's still exciting at the same time. Ugh.
Ugh.
I can't remember a better time than this. This is the best.
Oh, it helps that both the baseball and the hockey franchises like committed to full rebuilds. So now we have these young superstars on both teams. And now the Raptors are doing somewhat of a rebuild. Oh, superstars in quotes?
60 goals. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Who
yeah.
cares? Get out of the
Everybody scores
Get
60
out of the
goals.
first round of the playoffs, and then we'll talk.
Tell that to the Panthers as well.
Yeah. Well, they got
Right?
Jumbo Joe
Very
Thornton, I think. Is he
Yeah, I
still
don't know how
playing?
often they play him.
Yeah. That's okay.
Shall we, friends? This is our first time we've been together in a couple
In a
weeks.
long time, yeah.
A long time. It was just Mark and I left to our own devices last week. How is everybody feeling at the Chris household?
COVID seems to have made its way through the house and everyone's fine. So I
Good.
had it, and then the little guy had it, and that's it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have no idea how Lindsay didn't get it, because
That's great.
so the 3 days before I tested positive, where I'm pretty sure I still had it, like, we slept in the same bed, you
Mhm.
know, like, and then he was all over her the whole time while I was, quarantining, but then he would still come
Yeah.
downstairs and see me every once in a while, and he'd wear a mask like most of the time. But
Yeah.
Lindsay wore a mask whenever she was in the house. There was a mask. She wore a mask the whole time.
Oh, wow.
So she just avoided us and
That's
didn't
great.
get it. So she's still been testing every day. So
Yeah.
But
It's been long enough. Did you know you had it, or did someone say, I have it, you should test?
me?
Yeah.
Oh no, I knew I had it. I was sick.
Like you started to know, I guess it might go, like, did you start to not feel well, or did someone call you and say,
I felt like shit. And then my assistant manager at work called me and said, "Yo, I just tested positive." Or sorry, no, she said, "Oh, I feel like crap. I need to take today off." And I said, "Do you have any tests at home?" And she said, "No." I said, "Send your fiance to the store. I will give him some tests." And
Yeah.
so she took a test that day. She's like, "Yeah, I'm positive." I said, "Okay, you got to stay home for 5 days." And then I got the schedule figured out, and I felt like garbage, and I'm like, "Fuck, I'm going to be positive too." So, and that day I did a test before I went into work. I was sitting in my car in the parking lot and did a test, and it came back negative. And I'm like, "Okay." So I worked that day, and then the next day I was my scheduled day off. I took the test positive, and I'm like, "Fuck." So we had to like really scramble to get everything covered at work, but it worked out. So
Good. Well,
Yeah.
good. And you were better after a couple days?
oh yeah, it was tested positive on the Tuesday. Tuesday was rough, Wednesday was rough, and after that I didn't even know I had it anymore.
Oh, that's good.
Mhm.
Tyler, did you guys never got it yet, did you?
No, we have not got the COVID at this place. Not yet.
Wow.
Fingers crossed.
unicorns. Mark, you too, right?
Yeah, never had it.
Wow.
The rest of my family did. I didn't.
Wow.
Wow. Yeah.
I even tested myself after I got told Chris got tested positive.
Yeah. Good. Cuz yeah, we were together
Oh.
that whole night on Friday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I did, like, that's my brother got it, and then none of his family got it, and then one of his daughters got it, and his wife did, and then my other niece didn't get it
Weird.
until like 4 weeks later, and she got it from something else. It's
Damn.
crazy. But it's gone now. It went
Yep.
away forever. Shall we jump into our
Yes. The lead off.
document that I made? I'd love to see what you did with my no research.
Oh, I just took what you put and wrote it down. Except for the last one.
Well, this is a slightly more in-depth version of what we have been doing when we've been winging it Wednesday for the last couple of weeks, and I actually have topics where I will bring it up. I will pose you gentlemen a question, and you have 1 minute to discuss with me. Let us begin. So, guys, draft. It's the NFL draft tomorrow.
Oh, I thought you meant the CFL draft. I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding.
It is the NFL. We do have a CFL question if you look down.
I see
The
that.
NFL draft happens tomorrow. Guess what Dave is watching right now?
Draft day.
He's watching Draft Day.
It is his annual viewing.
Is he watching it on
Oh,
Plex?
He is. Dave, how are you watching Draft Day? You can't hear me. So this is my annual time to discuss what a problematic movie it is. I would not start the clock for me, but as a woman, I just want to point out the movie has many flaws, but one of them is they have an incredibly awesome female, probably like the secondary character played by Jennifer Gardner, and she is like the statistician for the team.
Right.
And just fucking leave it at that. And this is an amazing woman with a really cool job. Nope.
Gotta
It's
be a love
fucking
interest.
Gotta be a love interest. She's banging the boss.
Oh, is that how she
guys.
got the job?
And that's what makes you think, is that how she got the job?
Right?
That's why it's a problematic, stupid storyline. Gentlemen,
How does any woman get the job?
Wow.
What movie could you guys watch legitimately every year?
Oh, I have my answer.
Oh, there's a whole bunch of movies.
I have my
You get
answer.
one.
Every
Yeah.
April 9th is Rex Manning Day, and I watch Empire Records every April 9th.
It's not a good movie, though.
It is a terrible movie, but I
Great.
love it. But I love
Great.
it. It is a very problematic movie too.
I don't even think it's bad, and I think everyone of a certain age, and you and I are both in fairly similar age brackets. You're much higher than me, though, of course.
Thank you for pointing that out.
We all love it because I don't know. It spoke to us in a weird way. Mark, what's yours? You could watch every year on the same day. What day?
I don't really set a movie to watch at a certain day. I just, if a movie comes on or I'm in the mood of watching something that I've already watched, I can watch it again. And there's a bunch of movies I do that too.
There's nothing you'd celebrate and watch the same thing all the time.
No.
Tyler?
I don't think I have a movie that I would watch on a specific day every year. No, I don't think I can do that.
You guys are no
Christmas
fun.
Eve. The answer is Christmas
But-
Eve and Muppet Christmas Carol.
There you go.
But like, yeah, I watched the same movies over and over again, not on a specific day. Like I'll watch Hot Fuzz at least twice a year.
That's it.
Oh.
Well, that's
I'm
one
sure there's
example.
tons of movies. Yeah,
No,
Tyler's
no,
like
no,
me. Like,
no. I'm saying you only watch Hot Fuzz twice a year.
there are other movies.
Well, there are other movies I need to watch.
I can't tell you how many times Hot Fuzz is on the TV in this house.
But is it one of those movies that you just kind of put on and
It's a sleep movie. Me and Lindsay have sleep movies where it's like movies that we can just kind of like ignore and pass out to. And that's one
it's
of the big
different
ones.
to me than movies that if you're clicking, not that anyone really channel surfs anymore, but like you're flipper, or maybe you walk in at a friend's house and it's like, I'm staying to the end of this.
Oh, you mean Shawshank Redemption?
Yeah.
I thought that
Anytime that's
Like,
on TV. boom.
Goodfellas? Heat? What else? Any of the Star Wars movies that aren't prequels or sequels?
yeah.
Yeah.
You flip through and you're like, but that's different than an annual draft day or
Right.
Muppet Christmas Carol
Or
Rex Manning.
Rex Manning Day.
Okay, this came up yesterday, and I'm going to try and word this in a way that I will not offend anybody, but I want and I'm going to offend ugly people, so I'm sorry, ugly people.
Ah,
Ha.
I can't help it. Nature was not kind to you. So we were watching the Blue Jays game yesterday, which was fucking incredible, but we'll get to in our deep dive. And a hideous looking pitcher came in.
that's harsh.
Come on.
So I saw a video this afternoon of Randy Johnson, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
also,
Randy
This-
Johnson's not. He's an ugly man.
right, this dude looked a lot like Randy Johnson. That was the point I was making. The long hair, the mustache, the
there are things like if you are not naturally blessed like the four of us are,
correct.
there are things that you could do to make the impact of your hideousness less terrifying.
You're right.
So like the hair really took me away from anything that I would consider with the money. The mustache, the like maybe work to gain a bit more weight.
Right.
You know, there were some things that it's like, okay, you know, you can do. Nature was not kind to you. There are some things that you could do to make it less impactful. And Dave had the same response, which is what Mark did. I bet no one cares because of how much he's making.
Right.
So that became a question of, let's say Randy Johnson.
Okay.
You have to give up your looks right now and look like Randy Johnson for the rest of your life. But
See, Randy Johnson is different than this guy.
picture Randy Johnson in your mind.
Yeah.
And make it worse.
And make less money. Still make good money.
You make $1 million. You're on a fairly minimum contract, but you get to play an entire season in the majors. Do you trade your stunning good looks now to Randy Johnson for $1 million in the majors? Tyler.
For $1 million?
In no particular handsome order, I'll call out Tyler.
$1 million, and all I'm guaranteed is one season in the bigs?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, not to be outdone in the looks department, Mark Bunn.
No, I wouldn't take the deal either. It's only 1 year, and it's $1 million. You say 10, you give me 10 million over 3 years, okay? Because that's what Matt Strom's making.
I wasn't gonna name him. Chris?
I am also passing. I like the way I look. I'm comfortable with my life the way it is, so I'm good.
Okay, so what is your number? Is it what is the guy who I won't name again? What is he making again? What's his deal?
He's making $3 million this year, but he's made $10 million his career.
Okay, so $13 million. Now we're turning Dan in a career of 5 years in the majors.
13
5 years, 13 million. I'll take it. That 13 million would go a long way.
It would, yeah, it would go a long way.
Plastic surgery, Chris. Super quick.
Still no. Still no. I don't want to be an ugly. Because you got to be ugly forever. You got to be ugly forever.
But she didn't put the stipulation that you couldn't use that money to fix yourself.
It was one of the stipulations last night.
In the chat, yes, but not right now.
Not right now.
I'm still saying no.
Tyler?
Yeah, I'm still saying no.
This is a guy who said he would do $20 for whatever. Money is money. And now he won't do 13 million to be ugly.
$20. I'm still good looking afterwards.
With that money, though. So
Yeah.
who are your looks for? Because someone with that money is going to have sex with you.
Sure.
And Matt Stroms has a wife.
And
Sure.
she isn't unattractive.
Yes,
Sure.
she's pretty good looking.
Yeah.
She's plain. She's American.
Yeah. You know, your typical blonde, right?
Yeah, she's very American looking. Okay. Oh, wow, blowing my mind. Okay. So, special rules for special stars. This is probably going to be a really quick answer from you guys, but maybe we'll just elaborate a bit more if you can. Obviously, watching the Raptors series against the 76ers, the first couple games, the Raptors were really on the shit end of the calls and complaining, and Joel Embiid basically said, stop it, you dumb bitches. And then doesn't he complain about the refs and get fined $15,000?
Hilarious.
And, I was like, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And Dave's point was, well, there's a level at which the superstars don't think the rules apply to them.
Yeah.
So do you guys think, especially in the sport of basketball, there is a completely different rule set? And is there a sport where the superstars don't get those type of calls?
I say hockey doesn't get those calls. Basketball for sure.
I agree with that. Basketball is probably the worst for it, although tuck rule exists. But yeah, I would say hockey's probably the least. I mean, if we're talking about team sports, that is.
Over
Yeah.
baseball?
Yeah, I mean, but
Baseball,
baseball,
I mean-
there's really no like, the only thing
You're only arguing balls and strikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Angel
There's no
Hernandez.
penalty. There's no
But-
penalties being called in baseball.
But do you think someone like a Bryce Harper is getting a bigger strike zone when he's at the plate, or a
No.
smaller strike zone?
No.
No.
Angel Hernandez sucks. Doesn't matter who you are.
But is baseball more of the team? Because you always hear about calls going a team's way in baseball, I think, rather than a person.
Yeah, I maybe, but it's
Clock
definitely
out.
no. There's definitely no like superstar bias.
Individual superstar, yeah.
My next question, really for Mark and Tyler, I suppose, who also follows basketball. We always say, and I do think we talked about this, but now the sweep has happened. We talk about in basketball how basketball, more than any other sport, is won and lost by a superstar. And the Brooklyn Nets put together a superstar team.
On paper.
So what the fuck happened? They just got swept in the first round of the playoffs. That's my question. What the fuck happened to pretty much an all-star team?
Well, that's it. You put a team on paper that hasn't played together at all in any consistency against a team with their own superstar and his own all-star caliber teammates who've played all together all year, and that's the result you get. Ben Simmons didn't even play a freaking ball or a minute in the entire series.
Hey,
Remember when they traded Harden for him? Jesus, God, fuck. I'm glad the Nets are swept.
Jesus, God, fuck. I think that's
got a
new
bus
one.
rider?
Pretty harsh right there.
Yeah, you got a bus rider and Kevin Durant and a part-time player in Kyrie Irving.
Why?
And people still had the Nets to win the East. What a joke.
Well, it's because they can't, like, someone like Kyrie Irving or someone like Kevin Durant could put a team on their shoulders.
I mean, they were the 7th seed. Did we really expect them to beat
Gamblers
Boston?
did.
That's crazy.
Gamblers had them beating Boston.
Clock
I had
out.
Boston beating. I didn't think it was going to be a sweep, but I thought Boston was going to win the series easily.
Gentlemen, there's CFL news.
There is.
Wow.
Yeah, I was shocked when I read this today. Do you want me to say what they are and then we can talk about them?
Please take this question.
Perfect. Okay, so the CFL announced today that they're changing a few rules. They're changing the hash marks, so they're moving them in. I think they're 24 yards from the sideline down. They're going to be 28 yards. They're moving them.
So that
4
just
yards.
means when you line up for a field goal, you are more center.
Sure. It also means that the wide side of the field is more useful now than it was before. I don't know exactly, but anyways, whatever. So there's that. They're changing the kickoffs after a field goal instead of kicking off, all the kickoffs. Instead of kicking off from the 35, they're kicking off from the 40. And then after a safety, instead of kicking off from the 25, they're kicking off from the 20. And then the biggest one, the one that I don't like the most, is they're changing the no yards penalties. All no yards penalties are now 15 yards. Doesn't matter if the ball hits the ground first or not, which is how it works now.
Harsh.
That one I really dislike.
Why? So this is just to make more scoring.
Correct. Yeah, all of this is like in an effort to up the scoring.
Start the clock.
More rouges. Woo!
Well, it's not even about more rouges. It's about.
I know, but yeah,
It's.
you're gonna get a lot more rouges.
The problem is that so now every no yards is 15 yards. That's huge. 15 yards is huge.
15 yards is huge.
What I would prefer is if they split the difference. So if they said they're gonna just do this, do no yards is now 10 yards.
Yeah.
Like 15 is huge.
15 is like a major penalty.
Yeah. Oh, and the other bad one is two. If a player gets two objectionable or what are they called? Unsportsmanlike conducts, they're automatically kicked out of the game. And the problem with that one is there are so many borderline calls that they call that, and it's like it's gonna come out where someone did something kind of minor, and they kick them out of the game.
Clock
I
out.
punch you in the face like Akeem Talib, but then there's unsportsmanlike conduct of Tom Brady. You made me bleed my own blood.
Right.
And it's like, it would be a shame if he got kicked out of an entire game
Right.
because he whined to the ref.
Poor Tom.
I don't hate that in theory, but you're right. Like, I'm a big proponent of rules, especially in football, being black and white.
And the other thing is don't give the refs this much control over the game, because that's what they're doing. Is they're giving the refs more control to change the game.
Especially on calls that are subjected.
Right.
Right.
This is why they really need to lean on the eye in the sky, but I know they're not going to. Like,
So-
what I don't understand is the amount of times where you'll have a play and it's like it's obvious on replay that there was a penalty. Like, how are they not using the referee just saying, hey, there was a hold there, or hey, there was pass interference, like throw the flag. Like, just fucking do it.
We have the technology.
Exactly.
Yeah, the technology, robot overlords, fucking Angel Hernandez.
Oh, he's so bad.
It's so insane. Okay, our deep dive, as we've hinted at, and is our banner on the bottom is "Let's Go Toronto."
Yeah.
Because my God. So let's start with the Toronto Maple Leafs. and they are still set up to play Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Mhm.
Is that
Mark,
that's pretty much locked in, right?
Unless Boston wins out and Tampa loses out, yeah.
Do they have to completely win out and completely lose out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I think there's a 3-point separation, or
Boston's 105, Tampa's 108. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but Toronto and Boston are playing on Friday.
Yeah.
Damn it.
but the Leafs might not, because they're left in the 2 seed, so it's like they have to win.
Yeah, that's true. Fuck. Okay, so Toronto is currently playing Tampa Bay. The regular season series is tied 2-2. Toronto has blown out Tampa. Tampa's blown out Toronto.
Now, when Tampa blew out Toronto, let's not forget Matthews wasn't playing, and they left the back in that the entire time.
So still the utmost confidence.
Absolutely.
Tyler,
Full steam ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm good.
Truly, did this year feel different to you guys?
It's the best
Yes.
Leaf season ever, with the greatest Leaf season of all time, who will potentially win the best player in the league award, who immediately haven't done that since God knows when,
And are you
maybe the
confident-
40s.
Are you confident in Jack Campbell?
Confident enough that he's solid enough in net. That's all I need him to do. I don't need him to play on a Patrick Watt, Martin Brodeur level when he got a solid team in front of him. Chris Osgood won 3 cups. That's all I gotta say.
Is there Corey Crawford?
Also has a cup. And Auntie Niemi.
Niemi.
Multiple cups. Corey Crawford.
Yeah.
Is there anyone you're worried about after? So they take down Tampa. Is there anyone you're worried about who might survive the first round?
Probably the Rangers, just because they have a goalie that can't steal a game. Vasilevsky's looked like he's getting back to that level, so I'm a little bit worried about that. But Shesterkin is that other goalie I think in the Eastern Conference that can win you a series.
So Florida's leading with 120 points right now.
Florida, if they had a goalie like Shesterkin, yeah, I'd be worried about Florida. But Florida doesn't have. They have Bobrovsky, who hasn't won a first-round series ever in his career.
Now
He makes $500,000.
It's a perfect match. And is there anyone that can come out of the West should the Maple Leafs? I think the Stanley Cup's coming to the East again. But is there anyone who would make you slightly more nervous if the Leafs faced in the Stanley Cup?
Calgary, easily. I think they'll be the team coming out of the West.
Wow.
They are built for the playoffs. They're big. They got a great goalie. Sutter's won cups before with this type of team.
They got stupid Lucic.
I mean, he's okay, but he's not.
I'm just kidding.
He's a good
I hate Lucic.
Why do you hate Lucic?
Oh, come on. He's a fucking goon.
He's a good goon.
No, he's a piece of shit.
What has he done to you?
I don't know. He's just a piece of shit. Mark, I looked it up, by the way. The last time the Leafs had a Hart Trophy winner,
Yeah.
Ted
Was it in the 40s?
Kennedy, 1954-55 season.
Wow.
I was close. See?
What the fuck?
I
Mark
don't
and
see-
talked about- Sorry, go ahead.
I don't see how Austin Matthews doesn't win it.
Mark and I talked about this a little bit last week. And again, this is not to rub it in any way to Leaf fans. It is more just a mind-boggling statistic. The fact that they haven't even made it to the finals since there's been more than 6 teams in the league. They haven't had an MVP on their team.
Yeah.
Since there were more than 6 teams in the league.
Yep. And you think of those years, like they had Gilmore, they had Sundin, they had guys that, could put up MVP kind of seasons. So it's not like they didn't have stars.
Yeah.
But
But this is a true superstar. They've had stars, all stars.
No, this is definitely is he the best player in Leafs history?
Absolutely.
Hands down.
Already better than Matt Sundin.
Right.
Already.
Oh yeah. But is he better than like Keon?
Yeah.
Okay.
by the time we do our next podcast, the playoffs will have started. So we'll keep asking this question. But right now, before playoffs have started, who is winning the cup and who is meeting your cup winner in the finals?
Hold on, I gotta look
Well,
at
in the
standings
prognostication
again.
episode, I already said the Leafs, so I can't change that answer.
You could hedge, and who are
I could hedge, but
they playing?
I'm not the hedging type. It'll be Toronto and Calgary, so guaranteed cup back in Toronto or Canada. I should
Oh
say.
wow, that would actually be cool, but that's definitely not
Right?
happening. No, it's gonna be I'm going Tampa against Colorado.
Tyler?
I'm splitting the difference between the two of them. I'm going Toronto and Colorado.
I'm gonna go Calgary. Fuck, I want to say my body just won't let me say Toronto.
Right.
So I'm gonna say Florida with an asterisk. I actually want Toronto, but my body just won't let me commit that.
I don't want Toronto. Like listen, so here's the thing. I was talking to my wife about this yesterday, and just the shittiness that Leaf fans will display,
No.
right? Like it will be awful how cocky Leaf fans will be. It's like, to me, it's as a CFL fan, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers have won the last two Grey Cups, and they hadn't won since '91 before that, right? They are the most obnoxious fan base right now. They are so obnoxious, so cocky, so annoying, and that's exactly how the Leaf fans will be.
No,
Not your
Tyler,
present company excluded.
No,
I'm not,
no,
you know,
Mhm.
I'm
Tyler and Mark, you guys represent Toronto fans, Toronto Maple Leaf fans for the podcast. Are you guys going to be smug or appreciative? Because my hope is you're
no,
appreciative.
they'll be appreciative. These guys
I'll
will be
be
the good
appreciative.
ones.
If anything, I'll be yelling at other fucking Leaf fans for, hey, remember when you were yelling about trading Mitch Marner or Austin Matthews? Fucking idiots.
Trade them both. They're garbage.
Yeah, can't win in the playoffs. Trade them both, even though they're only 24 years old. Too
Tyler,
late.
do you see smugness in the fan base?
Oh, there's smugness in the fan base for sure.
Is it going to get
There-
worse? Is it going to be like, thank God if you win?
It's probably gonna get worse. It's gonna be like
think about
the
it.
Yankees fans throwing shit at the
Oh,
players in
It's
the
gonna be
outfield.
50
Like,
years of people making fun of the Leafs and them just letting it all out now.
and this is why I don't want to see it. I want to see it for you guys, but
Yeah.
but the rest of like Leafs Nation
Yeah.
is like the most obnoxious one of the most obnoxious fan bases in all of sports.
Habs fans are pretty bad.
Habs
And
fans
my
are bad too, but I mean,
my
I dislike every Canadian team. I dislike every single Canadian team except for like maybe Ottawa, because who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
But
Oh, that's adorable.
but the rest of the Canadian fan bases are so obnoxious that I hate them all.
And that's why I'm so terrified for the Leafs and the Bruins to face in the first round, because I'm pretty sure it's not going to go too well for old Boston on this one.
Right.
And the messages I'm going to get are like, what the fuck, idiots? This is the first time this has happened.
Yeah.
But I think it's just going to be no like, hey, GG.
And Boston's in a bad spot. I mean, they're either going to play Carolina, Florida, or Toronto. Those are your three options. That's bad.
Boston's the new Detroit Red Wings. Like, I'm very confident in the ability to get to the playoffs. And now that my team has made it to the playoffs, it's like, good job, boys. See you in September. Thanks so much. Any win beyond just getting in is good for you. I have no qualms about them winning this year. No,
I miss my team making the playoffs. Those were fun times.
I know.
And getting over 100 points used to be like elite.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't
Everyone
believe.
needs to compensate. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
And now the lowest team that is currently in the playoffs is the Dallas Stars at 95.
Yeah.
And then the Pittsburgh Penguins at 101. There's no one in the East with less than
Washington
100
has
points.
100.
Oh, right. So there's no one with less than.
No.
That's crazy.
That's insane. But that
And
just
it's
goes
been
to
those
show
same
you.
8 teams since November.
But that goes to show you how bad the 9 through 16 are.
Yeah, it's top heavy in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Well, because everyone in the limited long time.
yeah,
And Washington is the lowest in the playoffs with 100 points. The nearest who's been eliminated is the New York Islanders, 82.
yeah, like not
And they
even
had
close.
They had a shitty start because they had to wait for their stadium to be built. So the first month they were literally on the road every single game.
But Chris, are you not excited about the Vegas is likely not going to make the playoffs?
I fucking love it. Did you see that thing Lindsay posted in the Discord? Very good. Very good.
Moving on to the other Toronto sport with baseball.
Oh man. How fucking fun is this team to watch?
Wow.
Every game is exciting.
Not so
So,
much this one.
what are we at now?
It's still
Oh,
3-1.
5-1.
no, 5-1.
5-1. Yeah.
It's fine.
5-1.
Always long against
Hey,
Boston.
it's only the 8th. There's lots of time.
Still another inning.
It is April 27th. The season has been going on for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Can you guys imagine the hype being sustained?
If they keep playing like this, yeah. I mean, they've yet to lose a series.
Nope.
The worst they did is
And
they
I mean-
tied that 4-game series with the Yankees.
The Yankees. And they got shut twice in
And-
those 2 losses.
Yeah.
And they're not exactly playing at their best either,
No.
which is
Or have their
which is
best
kind of
players.
scary, right? Like,
Teoscar's still out.
yeah.
Yeah. Teoscar's out, Ryu's out, but also kind of Ryu, so we'll see how that goes.
Although Stripling's filling in quite nicely for Ryu.
I thought he was a starter, but I guess he just started a bunch last season.
He did. Yeah.
Yeah,
He started a couple
can do
games with
both.
the Dodgers as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so excited to have this conversation again in like August, July, and just I hope we're like I know we will all still be excited because we're obviously hardcore sports fans, but it's the people that and we experienced this with the Blue Jays last playoff runs, the kind of the people coming out of the woodwork. I just hope even if the Blue Jays maintain this level of success, I hope the bandwagoners still hang out on the bandwagon.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they will. As long as they keep on winning, which they will, they'll be there.
And I mean, like I said, I've never seen a team that genuinely seemed to like I mean, there's nothing against the 15 and 16 teams. Those guys seem like they like each other, but this is different. Like these guys are buddies. Like the
They
home
came up
run
together, right?
the home run
They came up
jacket.
together.
The home run jacket is cool. They just genuinely seem so happy every time they're playing.
Yesterday's game was so much fun to watch because they kept putting the camera on the dugout
Yeah.
because Vlad was DHing and the joke was like no one wants him to DH because he's really annoying. He just stays in the dugout and they showed him like every inning like he captured someone new
Yeah.
and was just talking to them, and it was like they want him out in the field because he just won't shut up. And it's so fun.
Yeah, I love this team so much. Every chance I get, I don't watch full games, but I'll watch like the last couple innings or here or there. But like then they're never out of it. It's always a swing of the bat away. I love this team. It's so I've never enjoyed watching this team as much. And I mean, I remember 92, 93. I remember 15, 16. Like, this is the most fun I've ever seen this team.
You smile when you're watching them. You
Yep.
want to be there. You want to be a part of the clubhouse.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like gone or the who is it, Shea Hillenbrand? Remember him and got traded because apparently he wrote something super shitty on a whiteboard, being like, "I hate this team" or something.
Then
Like,
you gotta fight with the coach. Fist fight.
apparently wrote something stupid.
Yeah, that's why it caused the fist fight.
Yeah, like those days are gone.
Yeah.
But I felt the same way about a great transition to the Raptors when they won. of like there is that X factor of these guys want to win for each other. So
Yeah.
it's like even when I'm not having a good day and I'm exhausted and maybe I'm not on my A game, you will lift me up.
Yep.
And I want to play for you.
Right. Now, to transition, do
Yeah, I was
you
gonna say.
do you feel that for the Leafs?
Oh,
I do.
back.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because again, these guys grew up playing together, right?
Yeah.
From their rookie years on.
Right.
Neither came in a year earlier, but since then it's been that core together.
As a non-Leaf fan, and I think this is part of what is enticing about the Blue Jays, is the Leafs, as shitty as most hockey players are, the Leafs have some of the more interesting, good interview hockey players. Like Austin Matthews isn't a Sidney Crosby interview.
No, he's a fun
No.
interview.
Yeah.
Same with Mitch Marner.
Mhm.
Morgan Riley's like they're not boring guys.
But the Leafs have John Tavares, who's really boring.
My God.
Well,
Wow.
yeah, he's a very old school hockey guy.
I would rather interview a bear claw. Like he's just so boring. Jesus.
At least Spezza's a hoot too when you interview him.
I genuinely forgot Tavares existed as a person
Yeah.
until you said that.
And that's funny, right? Like, because I forget he's on the team sometimes.
Because he's not the best player in the team, right?
Yeah.
Not anymore.
Wow. And watching the Jays, and obviously we grew up, again, aside from Chris, all in the same era. And Roy, like the Roy Halladay's, as incredible as he was on the team and as amazing as it was to watch his starts, he was one of those guys that, you know, between innings sat on the end of the bench, do not talk to me, don't look in my direction,
Yeah.
I'm a thoroughbred, I'm in the zone. And then you see someone like Alec Manoah,
Right.
when it's his start, putting on the home run jacket and
Yeah.
talking to the players and cheering for people, and like that's what I want.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm so excited to see, is no one's like, I'm an athlete and don't talk to me and this is my ritual.
Yeah.
These are
Everyone's
sorry.
everyone's very into being on this team.
Well, and I think it was when they interviewed, it was yesterday when they interviewed George Springer, and he was like, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm having fun. It's a game that we play, and I'm having fun playing the game. So, basketball, gents, game 6 is tomorrow back in Toronto with all of the fun stats.
You sounded like Barkley.
all of the fun stats that no team. This is the thing about stats that just blows my brain. That no team has come back from 3-0.
How does that happen?
But lots of teams have come back from 3-1.
It doesn't make sense to me because it's happened in hockey. Not a lot, but a few times. It's happened in baseball.
More than a few times now.
Yeah, it's happened in baseball. So how has it never happened in basketball?
Well, now's a good time because there's a good coach on the other side. That
I mean, now's a great time.
Doc Rivers has a great history of collapsing. He's blown 3-2 leads. He's blown 3-1 leads. He just needs to add that 3-0 lead to his resume, and it's complete.
So, is this going to happen?
I think he can.
It's going 7. It's going for 7 for sure, right? Like they're winning tomorrow in Toronto.
Sure.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, they're winning tomorrow.
So I'm actually probably going to watch that game. I'm actually excited to.
So
I am not.
Scotty Barnes coming back was huge
Yeah.
because he drives that offense.
here's my thing and how I think they win. So as you know, played dodgeball. And I was never on the really good team. Dave was on the really good team, but I'm a good scout, I think, of players. I'm a very cerebral player. So there were obviously with, certain people on certain teams weaknesses. Like, so it's the same with all sports. Like they can't block left. So throw out their ankles. They never go low. So there was someone, they always reach for the ball and it ticks off their fingertips. So always throw high and they'll reach for it every time. There was one guy who at the time was kind of with Dave on the top level on one of the top teams. And my scouting report on him, and I got him every time, is just argue a call
Right.
around him.
Oh.
That you know is wrong,
Yeah.
but argue it, and he just, you get in his head,
Right.
and he collapses every time.
Really? That's
won't-
The mental
hilarious.
fortitude was not good.
No, it was the person's name rule, and it was, how you get to them is you rattle them.
That's crazy.
And I feel so all you had to do was just like, if it hit you, you just had to be like, that didn't hit me.
Even if it hit you, it did not hit me.
Didn't hit me. And you wait for the ref to say, yeah, it hit you, and you're like, like you'd argued it, but you accepted the result.
That's
So
hilarious.
I feel that is that's the Joel Embiid rule.
Yeah.
Because that's how I think the Raptors have won the games, is they've gotten in his head.
I'm sure that thumb injury is also helping too, and they're constantly hacking at that, which I love.
Yeah. But I think Harden, they just made irrelevant last game.
He wasn't being aggressive as I thought Harden would be. I think it's because he's trying to see to the superstar in Embiid. Because now Embiid's saying the same stuff about Harden not being aggressive, like as he did with Simmons last year. Although at least Harden can shoot and will play.
Oh, so now there's infighting.
Apparently,
Perfect.
Oh, I like that too.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, I love it.
Because head games, a team that likes playing with each other and likes each other, like the Raptors. There you go. So they're winning game 6 or they're winning game 7.
I love it.
I think so. I put money down on it.
I love it.
$5, but
Let's go.
Tyler?
I'm convinced I'm all in. I'm also not going to be watching because they've lost every game I've watched, and they started to lose in game 4 when I turned it on, and I turned it off, and they've won every game since. So I'm not watching the game.
Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yeah, thank you for your sacrifice. You can also, I'm going to give you the pass that when they get out of round 1, you can watch game 1 of round 2.
Again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll start round 2 again and then see how it goes.
Yeah,
But
you only get 1 game though.
yeah,
If they lose game 1, you're out.
Well, because the run where they won, the only watch together after the first couple games or so was the finals. Because he deemed me, amongst other things, to be bad luck.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't watch. He was like, no,
Wait,
yeah,
Mark.
weren't you shunned to the basement?
We have a TV on a main floor, and I'm up in our area where we have a TV. I had to stay on the main floor.
Mark, are you going to Boston Pizza? Was it Boston Pizza?
It was Boston Pizza, but I haven't gotten yet.
Well,
But the last 2 wins, I gotta keep doing what I'm doing for the last 2 wins.
What happened?
What is it?
Just staying at home and eating Popeyes, watching the game. That's it.
Popeyes.
Yeah.
Popeyes.
Popeyes.
You're cheating on Mary Brown's with Popeyes?
Well, Popeyes has the strips that are much better, and the mashed potatoes with gravy, which is like top notch. But if I wanted to eat chicken by itself, absolutely Mary Brown's.
Okay. Don't mess with this, Chris.
Wow.
Yeah, don't change the.
I maintain that Popeyes is better than Mary Brown's. I'm just surprised that Mark is cheating on Mary Brown's like this.
If Mary Brown's gonna do strips like Popeyes, they have me for life. They can't.
Popeyes strips are fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Although that chicken sandwich, right, there's nothing better.
You can't say that until you tried every single one of them, which you haven't.
There's nothing on this planet that is better than a Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Porchetta, I believe, has a couple of them.
Yeah, I would say anything at Porchetta.
All right. I meant, like fast food.
The big chains.
I'm waiting for little baby headphones to arrive because we're going to hopefully take baby to Baby's first baseball game on Sunday.
Are they blue?
They're blue.
Is he going to run the bases?
Yep. No.
We're
I mean, you can like hold them and
take
make
them,
it look like yeah.
That's true. That's true.
And then you get to run the bases, like
exactly.
Yeah.
How else would I have had children?
Exactly.
Like this. Any other sports news you guys wanted to talk about?
I'll speak up for Tyler. Champions League this week.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
big Champions League. You gotta love this, Chris.
Even bigger was yesterday that during the Real Madrid Man City match, all of Bet365 went down during the match, and people
For
on
the
Twitter
entire game.
lost their fucking minds.
That's so fun.
And it was the final score was like 4-3. So there
Yeah.
were lots of goals, lots of scoring. Oh
People wanted
man.
to cash out their bets because their team was losing or they're up or wanted to put more bets and they couldn't. Oh, it was
That's so fun.
mayhem.
That's nice to know about 365 is fucking people other than just people in Ontario.
Yeah.
I'm still getting those issues. Fuck.
Oh my god, I'm so mad. What a stupid system.
Like every now and then on the laptop, they'll say, "You're not inside of Ventura." I'm like, "Motherfucker, I am." And then you go to
And then they're like, prove it.
yeah, they're like, "Well, did you download the Geo app?" I'm like, "Yes, I did." Did you install? I'm like, "Yes, I did."
Yeah, I don't use that or FanDuel laptop anymore because they're like, install the thing that proves it. I'm like, fuck up, I'll just do it on my phone. Well, friends, we are at Scotch Sporting on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that shit. I'm just looking at Winnipeg and Boston's terrible records. I still have the NHL screen up. Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, all that fun stuff at Scotch Sporting. Tell someone that you enjoy us and at us of why you too think draft day is incredibly problematic. But otherwise, thanks for listening, everybody.
I'm surprised we didn't get a ghost ship